Welcome to History with Herodotus, where we delve into the fascinating tales of the past. Today, we embark on an epic journey through the annals of time to explore one of history's most enduring conflicts, the Second Punic War. This pivotal struggle between Rome and Carthage would shake the foundations of the ancient world, leaving an indelible mark on the course of human civilization. As we begin our examination of this momentous era, let us first set the stage by exploring the precursors to this great war. It was in the Bronze Age city-states of the Levant that the Phoenician culture emerged, marked by prominent innovations, such as the development of the first alphabet. This remarkable writing system, from which many present-day languages derive, would become a cornerstone of Phoenician identity and a testament to their ingenuity. By the early first millennium BC, Phoenician cities had established a vast maritime network of trading posts, stretching as far as Iberia and spreading their culture, religion, and language throughout the central and western Mediterranean. The 6th century BC saw the rise of Carthage, a Phoenician coastal colony in what is now Tunisia, which would eventually dominate this region. These culturally Phoenician communities associated with or ruled by Carthage became known as Punic by the Romans. One of the key figures in the lead-up to the Second Punic War was Hamilcar Barca, a renowned Carthaginian general who played a significant role in the consolidation of Carthaginian power in Spain. His son, Hannibal, would later become infamous for his daring campaigns against Rome. However, it was Hamilcar's efforts that laid the groundwork for the conflict, as he sought to expand Carthaginian control over the Iberian Peninsula. The city of Saguntum, located on the eastern coast of Spain, would become a crucial focal point in the lead-up to the Second Punic War. This strategic outpost, allied with Rome, was seen as a threat by the Carthaginians, who sought to eliminate it and secure their control over the region. As tensions escalated between Rome and Carthage, the stage was set for a conflict that would be remembered for centuries to come. The Phoenician legacy can still be seen in the modern-day languages and cultures of the Mediterranean region. The spread of their alphabet, for example, had a profound impact on the development of writing systems across the ancient world. Moreover, their extensive trade networks facilitated the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures, shaping the course of human history in profound ways. The intricate web of alliances, rivalries, and territorial ambitions has set the stage for a conflict that will shake the foundations of the ancient world. Join me as we venture deeper into this epic tale and uncover the secrets of one of history's most enduring conflicts. Welcome back to History with Herodotus, as we continue our journey through the epic tale of the Second Punic War. It was in the year 218 BC that Hannibal, the brilliant Carthaginian general, embarked on his most daring adventure yet, a march across the Alps with war elephants, intent on capturing Rome. This audacious plan, which would become one of the most celebrated military maneuvers in history, was born out of necessity. Hannibal sought to attack Rome on its home soil, rather than waiting for the Romans to launch a counterattack against Carthage. As we imagine Hannibal's army making its way through the treacherous mountain passes, we are struck by the sheer scale and complexity of this undertaking. The Alps, with their snow-capped peaks and icy rivers, presented a formidable obstacle to any invading force. Yet, Hannibal's determination and strategic genius ultimately prevailed, as he led his troops to victory after victory on Italian soil. One of the most significant battles of this campaign was the Battle of Cannae, fought in 216 BC. On that fateful day, Hannibal's forces clashed with a massive Roman army, led by consuls Lucius Aemilius Paulus and Gaius Terentius Varro. The Carthaginians, vastly outnumbered, employed a brilliant tactic known as the double envelopment maneuver, which allowed them to surround and annihilate the Roman legions. This crushing defeat, one of the worst in Roman history, left the city of Rome reeling and paved the way for Hannibal's continued conquests in Italy. This unyielding spirit, which drove him to achieve greatness against all odds, has inspired countless generations of leaders and strategists. His campaigns, marked by innovative tactics and unwavering resolve, continue to fascinate historians and military theorists to this day. The Italian countryside, with its rolling hills and verdant valleys, became a battleground as Hannibal's army marched from victory to victory. The cities of Capua and Tarentum, strategic strongholds in southern Italy, fell under Carthaginian control, further weakening Rome's grip on the region. As the war raged on, the Romans found themselves facing an enemy who seemed almost invincible, a master strategist who had outmaneuvered them at every turn. And yet, despite Hannibal's successes, the tide of the war would eventually turn in favor of the Romans. The brilliant Roman general Scipio Africanus, who would later become one of the most celebrated heroes of the Roman Republic, launched a counterattack against Carthage itself, forcing Hannibal to return to Africa and defend his homeland. The conflict, which had once seemed so one-sided in favor of the Carthaginians, now hung in the balance. The Romans, buoyed by their victories in Africa, began to push back against Hannibal's forces in Italy, setting the stage for a final showdown between these two ancient superpowers. Join me as we conclude our journey through this epic tale and uncover the secrets of one of history's most enduring conflicts. Welcome back to History with Herodotus, as we conclude our journey through the epic tale of the Second Punic War. The year 202 BC marked a turning point in the war, as the Roman general Scipio Africanus launched a decisive campaign against Carthage itself. Hannibal, the brilliant Carthaginian general, was recalled from Italy to defend his homeland, but he was unable to stem the tide of the Roman advance. The Battle of Zama, fought in 202 BC, proved to be the final showdown between these two ancient superpowers. Scipio's forces emerged victorious, and Hannibal was forced to flee, leaving Carthage at the mercy of the Romans. The Treaty of Peace, signed in 201 BC, imposed harsh terms on Carthage, including a significant reduction in its territory, a massive indemnity to be paid to Rome, and a restriction on its military capabilities. The city of Carthage was forced to surrender its warships, and its famous mercantile fleet was severely curtailed. This marked the beginning of the end of Carthage as a major power in the ancient world. The aftermath of the war had a profound impact on both Rome and Carthage. Rome emerged as the dominant power in the Mediterranean, with a vast empire that stretched from Spain to Greece. The Roman Republic was transformed by its experience in the war, with a new generation of leaders emerging who would shape the course of Western civilization. The war also marked the beginning of a period of significant cultural and economic exchange between Rome and the other civilizations of the ancient world. In contrast, Carthage never fully recovered from the devastating effects of the war. The city's economy was severely weakened, and its population was significantly reduced. The once great mercantile fleet of Carthage was all but destroyed, and the city's famous trading networks were severely disrupted. Despite attempts to rebuild and recover, Carthage would eventually succumb to Roman pressure, and the city was finally destroyed in 146 BC during the Third Punic War. As we reflect on the legacy of the Second Punic War, we are reminded of the profound impact it had on the course of Western civilization. The war marked the beginning of Rome's rise to dominance, and set the stage for the creation of a vast and powerful empire that would shape the ancient world. It also marked the end of Carthage as a major power, and paved the way for the eventual destruction of the city. In the words of the Roman historian Polybius, the Second Punic War was the most important and the most perilous of all the wars that the Romans ever waged. This epic conflict, which lasted for over 16 years and involved some of the greatest generals and leaders of the ancient world, continues to fascinate historians and strategists to this day. Its legacy can be seen in the modern nation-state system, and its impact is still felt in the contemporary world. As we conclude our journey through the Second Punic War, we are left with a profound appreciation for the complexity and nuance of human conflict. We are reminded that even the greatest civilizations can fall victim to the ravages of war, and that the consequences of conflict can be far-reaching and devastating. And yet, despite the many challenges and uncertainties of the ancient world, we are also struck by the resilience and determination of the human spirit, which continues to inspire and motivate us to this day. Thank you for joining me on this epic journey through one of history's most enduring conflicts. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, remember that to understand the present, we must first understand the past.